Hi, folks. Welcome to another Dungeon Master Roundtable. And today we're going to be talking about our favorite game accessory or tool. So let's start off with AJ.
Hi, my favorite tool, actually, it's an obsession. A lot of people collect dice. I collect notebooks, tons and tons of notebooks. I think these are my Moleskine notebooks, and I've got this dream that one day I'm going to be like stuck on a desert island somewhere, and I'll have nothing but time for reading PDFs and writing notes, all of these journals. But it's never going to happen. I realize this, and I don't mind the fact that they sit on my bookshelf gathering dust. That's okay, along with my fourth edition books. I'll use them one day, I swear.
I also am a big fan of notebooks. I have tried out a number of them over the years, so I can see where you're coming from. How about you, Fred?
All right, so I'm sitting on that desert island with AJ with my notebooks, hoping that I have copious amounts of time as well. But I'm not going to go with that one because I also too have realised that it will never happen, unfortunately. So I'm going to go
Also,
with.
if there's two of us there, we can play D&D, so it's a moot point.
Yeah, it probably would happen, wouldn't it? So I'm going to go with Rory's story cubes.
Oh.
I have had some other accessories I've used over the years, but they caused me a lot of trouble. These have caused me less trouble, and it's basically 9 cubes. Each side has a different image on it, and you there's a game you can play. Basically, you can roll them, and you create a story starting with once upon a time and finishing with the end. But you can also roll just a few of these dice, and I've used them to create NPCs, the title for a book. When my players are being a complete pain, they will ask me what the contents of the book are, and so I'll roll all 9 and then string together some rubbish that kind of makes sense to go with the title when they're trying to see if they can break me. There are times when I've used it to create anything from a document like a diary entry. You can use it to make monsters. You can make Oh gosh, I think you can even use it to make traps. Don't you have like one of those videos on your channel there, Wally? I'm sure you have one on your channel that does that. And what about magic items? Oh gosh, I'm sure there's one on magic items. Well, there's a few things you can do with them. So I like these as a tool when my players go off track, and for whatever reason, I haven't had enough sleep, it's too late, I'm tired, or I don't care. I roll these things and then try to make up some stuff. Hopefully it will make sense. And if it doesn't, at the end of the night, I don't care because I did the best I could. So that's why I like the story cubes.
So,
Nice.
Fred, what exactly is a Rory story cube?
Okay, Rob, I'll pull out some. Basically, it's this. It's just basically 6-sided dice, and each side has a different image. This one's got like there's a castle, a pyramid. I think that's like, I don't know, is that an ID card or a credit card? I don't know why that's on this here. There's a rainbow on this side. There's a tree here. There's somebody's eye, and each dice is completely different. So there's a lot of different images on there, and so it's just the idea is that you use the images to spark an idea, and then you try to link it all together. And yes, a little bit of training is required, but it's actually not as much as you might think. So yeah, that's why I use it.
I might have to steal that idea, especially with the books, because whenever I mention, like, oh, you walk into a room and there's bookshelves, my players immediately want to know what all the books are. And I'm like, shoot, I didn't think this through.
A special thanks to all of our patrons, especially Alicia. If you want to support our channel, you can head on over to patreon.com/rollforinitiative and check out the perks of being a patron.
Wally, how about you?
Well, for me, it's got to be my Chess X battle mat. mainly because I'm very attached to the one that I have. I've had it since the mid 90s, so it's going on 25 years with me. It's only one-sided, if that tells you how old it is. It's got the 1-inch squares, and I like it because I do a lot of puzzles and traps. I used to do a lot of dungeon crawls, and I would just take my Crayola markers out, the washable ones. They work really well, and I would just put it all out there, and it would help my players see what's going on. It helped me better describe things when I could show them in person and on the mat. And it's just always been one of my favorite accessories, putting the miniatures on there and just having a blast with it. And it has really come in handy with that is what I started my YouTube channel on. I've got all kinds of puzzle videos, and I am still using that same old Chess X battle mat that I bought in the 90s. So it's got a special place in my heart, and as long as I have a book of notes and some Rory story cubes and a Chess X battle mat, I'm good to go.
All right. Yeah. Well, I was originally going to say notebooks, but I will add a different one in there. So I really like having condition cards to be able to hand my players to, because I find, it helps remind them that, hey, I've got this card sitting on top of my character sheet or in front of me, that they have that condition. So I'm not also having to constantly remind them. And then also it's nice because it has the rules on there, because I find, when I'm playing, somebody's like, this is your condition. I'm always like, what exactly does that mean? What do I need to do? So it just kind of makes it easier on the players during combat. That's one less thing that you're trying to remember on your turn.
Yeah, those would definitely come in handy. I'm the same way. I cannot remember. Your character is frightened. What does that mean? I don't remember. So having those cards, I can see where those could definitely come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the things I really enjoyed about 4th edition, was that you could turn everything into a set of cards, particularly for new players. They didn't have to worry about how many daily spells or utility spells they had, because they got them right in their hand. You spend it, it's gone.
Yeah. And it's nice because once they've resolved the condition, they can just hand the card back to me, and that's a nice reminder of like, yep, okay, you're no longer
thing away.
You're no longer stunned. You're no longer charmed.
I won't be needing this anymore.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So, all right. So, what is your favorite tool or accessory for tabletop role-playing game? Love to know about it down in the comments below. If you want to check out any of these wonderful folks, you can also find all of their channel info down in the description. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
AJ's on top, so he's like going like this. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing up there?